My name is Derek Hill, and I am the MC, Master of Ceremonies of the Concours d'Elegance this year, and here we are on the 18th fairway of Pebble Beach. So sitting here on the 18th fairway of the Pebble Beach golf links is pretty special before the show gets started because it's sort of the calm before the storm. I mean, this here is where all the cars will arrive on Sunday morning for the Concours d'Elegance. It's obviously one of the most spectacular settings in the world, not only for a car show, but for anyone. You know, you can't come here and just be awestruck by how beautiful it is. It's also a nice break from those of us coming from the hotter climates. Pebble Beach always has this nice cloud cover, it's cool temperature. It's like an escape, a midsummer escape. So I love coming up here. I was born into a family that I was surrounded 360 degrees by car people. My father, who was not only a racing driver and well-known racing champion, but somebody who absolutely loved cars. He was obsessed with cars. His whole life journey was about that. And so growing up with somebody who was fanatical about cars from day one allowed me to just see that world up close and personal. I always, if anything, needed to take a step back, you know, for a little bit of a breathing room from it all. But it has allowed me over the years to come now into my own appreciation of that world. You know, my father, he gave me the experience of exposing me to car racing, to car shows, to touring in early American antiques, a very wide array of it. And he was a very good teacher. Teaching me how to drive these early antiques was the first way I learned to drive cars. Over the years, you appreciate it more and more, where your own exposure and love of cars came from. And I feel like I kind of bridge the gap between somebody who understands the love of cars going back as far as the earliest automobile to the very modern cars, you know, having raced cars myself. And somebody who really does appreciate where the modern day supercars are going and electric car phenomena is going. It's something I can appreciate all around. Being Master of Ceremonies, it's somewhat of a high-pressure job, but once the show gets rolling, it's kind of like driving a race. Once you get the green flag, you settle into the pace, and then it just moves along. We try and run tightly on a script just to keep things moving along, but at the same time, you get thrown curveballs every now and then, and we have to go with the flow. So it is the best seat in the house, so I'm very fortunate for that. I love seeing all the cars come over the ramp, and to be right there in the heart of the activity, whether it's giving awards, seeing various class winners, and the parade of elegance, I couldn't be happier being in that position, right there front and center.
Jim Owens, Ford Performance Marketing Manager, and we're here at Pebble Beach. So we brought our heritage Ford GT. We're so excited about it. In 1966, Ford Motor Company, led by Henry Ford II, tried to buy Ferrari and was unsuccessful at it. And he decided that he wanted to come back and beat Ferrari at its own game. Enter Carroll Shelby and his merry band of hot rodders and the Holman Moody team, along with the Ford Engineering and the checkbook of Ford Motor Company, and Ford Motor Company won 4 years in a row in this Ford GT40. In 1968, the Heritage Gulf Edition came out, which became one of the most famous paint schemes of any racing car, and it's one of the few that's only won 2 times. That car, chassis 1075, won as number 9 in '68, and that same car won as number 6 in '69. And so this car here is to pay homage to that chassis 1075 and the American dominance of Le Mans in the late '60s. So this is the Ford GT. This is the one to race in Le Mans. You actually have to produce and sell the cars that you race. So we said we're racing for 4 years to go back and try to duplicate. Now, first year we finished 1, 2, and 4 in 2016. In 2017 we finished second, and in 2018 we finished third. But that car is developed along the same lines as the street car. So the design that you see here is aerodynamic. It is 647 horsepower out of an EcoBoost twin turbo engine. It's 550 foot-pounds of torque. It's 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. So what you feel out of this car, and the engineering men and women of Ford Performance did such a great job, it gives you that confidence. It is well balanced. The Michelin tires that are on here, you always need good shoes. It takes that 647 horsepower and delivers it to the street and to the track in a level that makes you confident and competent. And then it can take you to the level where you challenge by choice. So being here at Pebble Beach, this is like a bucket list for car geeks. And I don't care if you're a collector of ancient Model A's and Model T's from 18, or if you drive around in a Mustang from Roush that does more than 500 horsepower. If you are a car enthusiast, this event has to be on your bucket list. And it's people sharing their stories about the cars, and the breadth of those stories that is here is probably unmatched by any other events that we go to across the world. We have to bring a car here that is fitting into this community, and this car fits into this community. It sits with the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, and actually sits in front of them on most racetracks. Maybe 50 years from now, this car behind me will be out on the green in the fairway along the ocean, and hopefully the way we did our application process and for the people to buy it, that those original owners will be able to display it here as part of their family.